Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's so nice to be here with you again, and that is my cat, Tiny Tot, finding a nice place to sleep as I talk to you. I just wanted to let you know that your work for this week has been graded, and I went back through some discussion boards and put some notes and some thoughts, and I will be continuing that for your week 7 DBs. As I said, usually I make videos where I address all of you about things that you say, but I'm really feeling like people are so burned out from being on Zoom all day long that that's the last thing you need right now. I'm going to make this very short at the moment. Everybody did really well on their research, and I said a lot of the same things to each one of you, which is remember, research is about finding the truth. Research is about finding the truth. It's not about proving your point, it's about finding the truth. And while trying to prove your point, you might find out that your point has no proof. That's the fun thing about research. And I was just talking to some teachers about this just recently because I had a bunch of people that were, just throwing a fit about the fact that we were going to do standardized testing, this year. And I was like, wow, this is actually going to be the first year in a long time that we're going to have really good information from this standardized testing. And they were like, how so? And I'm like, well, I go, what if the standardized testing comes back and shows that there's been no difference between what we were doing pre-COVID to what we are doing COVID? And they were like, oh. And I was like, what if it, what if the standardized testing shows that students who were in traditional classroom education actually fared better um, on digital online learning? And they were like, oh. And I said, there's going to be so many things for us to look at. And as a researcher, I find it fascinating what it's going to show. If it's going to show, and I think I was talking about this to one of you in your board, if it's going to show learning loss, what we're going to see. And I think this is going to be a really, really interesting year to look at research. And usually I'm like, oh no, not standardized testing. But this year, as a researcher, I'm quite fascinated by what's going to happen. So when you're doing educational research, you have to remember that you have to look at all sides, and you have to search for that truth. And that you may find that what you want to believe and what you want to have happen, the data is not there to prove that it's that it's working. So I want you to enjoy doing research because it's a kick. And one of the things that I hope you're starting to see with this class now, and I think many of you are feeling this way, but a couple of you might still be a little bit nervous, is remember I told you this class was about chunking. It was about just starting to put things together. It's the second class where we start getting into the nitty gritty, and I start giving you, I don't want to say extreme details, but details related to your writing and details related to your research. This class is really about chunking, just putting everything together and getting prepared. One of the things I really like about classes like this, I liked it in my doctoral research classes as well, is that because you're focused on one thing, you can really sink your teeth into it and learn. A lot of times when we go through classes, we're going from project to project to project to project. And we do the same thing with the kids. And that's something to remember, that working on one thing for a significant amount of time gives you time to really read, really study, really reflect, really think about it, which brings me to the other topic you guys were talking about in your DB, which was paraphrasing. Because in the discussion board, a lot of you were kind of talking about skills, how what you were doing with your kids, to get them to work on paraphrasing, the things that you were struggling with paraphrasing. And I can tell you this, and this is just from me personally. The longer you're working on something and the more time you have to read it and process it and really think about it and internalize it, paraphrasing falls to the wayside because you know it. And so remember that that's going to come the more comfortable you are with research, more putting it into your own words. And, it's like telling somebody about giving a summary of a film that you really love or a book that you really love. You put it into your own words, but you don't think about like paraphrasing or those types of things. So you're all doing a great job. I think that your work's on task. I would tell you if your work wasn't on task. And I think you're ready to move into the second class. And I'm not going to keep you long today. I've already been on for 5 minutes, but I just wanted to let you know that I have gone back and I've added feedback to discussion boards, feedback on your work. And remember that week 8 ends on Friday, that all your work is due Friday on or before 11:59 p.m. And don't forget, a few of you still haven't finished the discussion board for this week. So please make sure that you finish the discussion board. And have a wonderful rest of your day, this very windy day here. And take care. Okay. And have a great work week. Bye bye.